I know I've been talking about it for 2 weeks at this point, but I finally have an official travel date. And I don't mean an approximate travel date where I'll be traveling that week. It's no, I am traveling. I am leaving at this time on this day, which unfortunately for me, that time on that day just so happens to be 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. So pretty much the worst time because in order to get to the airport early enough, I need to get up like 2 o'clock, something like that. I don't know. I haven't done the exact math yet, but it's going to be a very long day. The upside is because I'm leaving so early, I'm going to be arriving early. So instead of arriving in the middle of the night, I'm going to be getting there around 1:30 p.m. local time. Now, of course, so the flight is technically 8.5 hours. There's a 2 hour layover in Miami. So the flight time is actually 6 hours, but it might actually be 8 hours because of the time difference, because there's a 2 hour time difference between me and my wife at the moment, because they don't have daylight saving times, we do. So for half the year, there's a 1 hour difference. For the other half of the year, there's a 2 hour difference. So maybe because of the hour difference, it ends up being like an actual 8.5 hour flight total, plus a 2 hour layover in Miami. Whichever way, it is what it is. So let's make the most of it. I'm just really not looking forward to getting up at that time. In fact, my plan is I am bringing a pillow with me to the airport. If they don't let me take it on the plane, fine. At least I tried. Either way, it's either I bring it and risk it, or I just leave it here. Either way, I lose it. So it's like, well, at least by bringing it to the airport, there's one, a chance that I'll be more comfortable during the flight. And two, a chance that I don't have to get rid of my pillow. And the reason why, I care, because it's like, who gives a crap? It's just a pillow. It's a special memory foam pillow that I purchased, and it's adjustable. So you can adjust it for different heights and everything. And I adjusted to the perfect height for me. So it's just like, it would be a shame to have to buy another pillow that's probably less comfortable, because I have no idea where I would find a memory foam pillow in Nicaragua. I'm sure they have some, I just have no idea where I would find them. So it would definitely be easier for me and more comfortable if they allow me to take it onto the plane. If not, whatever, not the end of the world. At least I'll have tried. The other thing is, multiple people have mentioned in the comments, even though unfortunately I haven't been able to read them lately just because, I'm preparing for everything and I'm overwhelmed and exhausted and stuff like that. But before that, in the comments, a lot of people mentioned, you should get a wheelchair service when you're at the airport. And I'm like, that seems way too risky, because the whole point of this is for them to let me onto the plane. If I show up there in a wheelchair, that is not a good start. They might start asking questions. So I'm like, seems risky. I don't want to risk it. So I chose, no wheelchair service. Unfortunately, the person buying the ticket for me opted for that option, but I can decline it if I want. So I'll see how it feels when I show up at the airport. Maybe I'll just kind of take advantage of the service, and then before I show up to the gate, I'll just be like, oh, you can let me off here. I'll walk the rest of the way. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. Might be a blessing in disguise. It might not make a difference whatsoever, and it might just make it easier for me. So who knows? So yeah, it's just the only crappy part about this is just having to wake up so damn early to get to the airport. The rest really not so bad. So one of the few things that I need to do now is buy a return ticket, because I need a return ticket in order to get into the country, but it doesn't have to be a return ticket to Canada. So what I used to do back when I was traveling is whenever I'd switch country or enter a new country, because I didn't know where I was going next or how long I'd be staying here, what I would do is I would just buy like the cheapest ticket I could find for like a couple weeks, a month in advance. And then once I get to my destination, just go ahead and get a refund. It's like you get it maybe like an 80% refund, something like that. So it's like, you don't lose that much money. It's like depending on the price of the flights, like, well, maybe I lost like 20, $50, whatever. Like it's way better that than having to buy like a return ticket when you don't know one, if you'll be returning, two, when, and three, even if you'll be able to travel. So it's like, it's better to just take that cheaper option and just kind of use that strategy. So I need to book the flight before I get there. And then one, a couple of days, however much time after I get there, I can just cancel the flight. So it's pretty much my plan so far. And once I get there, plan is just to make sure I have time to recover and my body doesn't, go through too much intense stuff at once. We're gonna rent an apartment in Managua, so the main capital of the country where my wife lives, and we're gonna stay there for 1 to 2 weeks. We're still kind of figuring that out. And by the way, in case you're wondering, the reason why I'm not staying with her family is because it's not just her and her family, it's her and her family and her extended family. So it's like, it's her mother, it's her sister, it's her brother, it's, her grandmother, her aunt, and I don't know how many other people. So it's like, it would not necessarily, one, be a conducive place for me to recover from an intense trip. And two, like I don't know if there's any space for me, even if that's what the option we're going with was. And plus, like, there's, what, no, let me not go into the details. It's not my place to do so, but I just don't want to, impose myself or be a burden to my wife's family. Like immediate family, okay, that would be okay. But like immediate and extended, it's like, I've never met these people before. They're not that close to my, my sister, or my wife and her family. So it's not really an option. So that's the plan. We're gonna rent an apartment in Managua for maybe like 1 or 2 weeks. Give time for my body to just adjust, to relax, to start getting used to the heat. And then after that, we're gonna go to the beach. I'm hoping to time it so that we can be at the beach when it's my birthday, because that would be really cool. But, we'll see. We can't control stuff like that. But that's pretty much the plan. So for now, my wife's getting everything ready for the apartment. That way, once I get there, everything will be done. I don't have to worry about anything. She doesn't have to worry about anything. Everything's already kind of like set up and in place. I don't know why I'm bothering to put that up. I put it up because I'm like, well, let's do something different. And that's what popped into my head. And I guess that's what popped out of my head just now. So anyway, just wanted to give you a quick update. It's nice to finally be able to announce a date, because I feel like I've been talking about this for so long. And it's been just like the indeterminate future. And now that I have an actual date, it's nice. I can, make concrete plans. I can confirm everything that I've been preparing. Same thing for my wife. And it's like, this is not just plans anymore. This is happening very soon, like in a week. So I still have a few things to do here. Cancel a couple of accounts, buy the return ticket, retrieve my passport, of course. And, just relax, rest as much as I can, eat as much as I can, get ready for the trip, and just handle the transfer of the lease. And that's pretty much it. So I've done most of the things I needed to do. Just have a couple more that I kind of needed to wait on some things before. Before I could do them. And yeah, the time has come. So, by the way, yesterday went and mailed everything for the Quebec immigration. So that's taken care of. I can leave with no worries. And I forwarded all my mail to my dad. So if ever for some reason they send me letters saying like, oh, we need this or that or whatever, like my dad will be able to tell me. So yeah, I pretty much set everything up. Not really much else to do at this point, not much else to discuss. So I guess we'll end this here. Thank you for watching. I love you all very, very much. Thank you for being a part of my family. And the moment of truth, well, I missed the button.